ladies and gentlemen, partners, clients, colleagues, and friends. It's my real pleasure in behalf of Rakuten Viber to greet you today. It's always a pleasure to be in Vietnam because I really feel like home every time I'm here. So thank you so much for such a warm welcome every time of my visit. Today we are going to speak about the future of messaging, which is, to be honest, the most common way how to use and how we communicate these days. But before we go into the future, they always said we need to understand first the present and the past, right? So allow me to go a few, maybe million years back to see how we actually spoke and what is the complexity of the communication today. So the question is, when did people begin to talk? Unfortunately, there is no consensus among scientists. Some of them, and for a long time, believe that the language, as we know today, actually evolved around modern Homo sapiens, 200,000 years ago. Recent studies shows that actually the language was, let's say, that we had a tool to speak even 27 million years ago. Yet there is another theory that what we know as a language today and what we use in our daily communication is actually something that formed 3 million years ago with creative thinking and painting. The conclusion is that the language that we know today, that we use to communicate with our friends and family, can be actually sparked by two main factors: human creativity and human imaginations. Fast forward to the present, we see there are so many creative tools at our disposal to communicate, either with the friends and family, but also with our brands and with the business communication, how we call it. So, but there is another question. How long it took us back then to adopt new technology? And how long actually it took us now? Are we more concerned about, let's say, security of the data? So we are not so willing maybe to explore new trends? Or we are actually very eager to adopt new technologies, especially in communication? Is it Vietnam the leader in this trend? Yes, no, maybe? Let's see. So, for example, for telephones, it took 900 months to reach 100 million benchmark, or 100 million users globally benchmark. For internet, it took 72 days. Viet Viber, we reached it in 37 months. Today, we have above 1.2 billion downloads and subscribers on Android only, globally. How about ChatGPT? This is a new trend, right? For them to reach 100 million users benchmark worldwide, it took only 2 months. So what we can conclude, people globally and in Vietnam, not only because even they have, let's say, concerns about the security of the data, concerns about the security of the communication, they still very eagerly jump on the new innovation, and they want to try new things. And Vietnam, as a country, is actually leading these trends globally. So let's see how people in Vietnam message each other and how they communicate. 71% of active, let's say, user base, or 71% of the population in Vietnam are actively using either social media or messaging app on a daily basis. Based on our research, they are spending 2 hours and 32 minutes every day on these apps, which is very interesting, 1 minute more than global data worldwide. So what is the conclusion? People in Vietnam not only use messaging apps to communicate with their friends and family, but they also do the business communication as well. Based on the recent research by the company Decision Lab, Vietnam was placed as the second most advanced conversational commerce market. What that means? It means that 36% of users make purchase via chat, And 53% of them actually use conversational commerce in one of the step or one of the stage of their customer journey. So people want to have that seamless communication with the brands. They want to ask questions, but they also want to have the fast response. They don't want to wait for, let's say, 2 days so someone check the email and answer them. They don't want to drive in the rush hour to maybe submit a document. They want very easily, and they respect the time, especially the new generations, how we call them. At Viber, these are, let's say, the most common use cases that we see on a daily basis. So users are usually checking Viber to see some new discounts, to see maybe some new offer, to have this seamless interaction with the brands and family, to also have this 24/7 support, which is very, very important for any brand. Either we're talking about retail, or either we're talking about banking sector. So, and the brands actually recognize this trend. Why? Because they are targeting their audience in their native environment. No need to develop an app, publish an app, educate people how to use it, and then at the end, still, people are not using it, right? So why not just create an account where your customers already are and resolve some of your business problems to achieve the KPIs that you have in mind? Either is it maybe to build brand awareness with Viber advertisement, or maybe to communicate and send personalized messages with the content that is really interested for your clients. Stay top of your mind, and of course, with all doing that by reducing the costs. Viber Business Messages are actually the most convenient and most cost-effective tool these days worldwide, not only in Vietnam. One of the, let's say, appeal besides the business suite that is suitable for the consumers and the security, which is on high level, messaging apps has that global appeal. We are talking about 4.76 billion of users who use social media and messaging apps today. Let's say an example, a foreign wants to come to Vietnam, as me, for example. He doesn't speak English. He maybe come for business, maybe come for tourism. He doesn't know anybody in Vietnam. He doesn't know the streets, the food, nothing. But he will be fine. Why? Because he has messaging apps and the data that he can use to get all these information that he needs. So, meet Alex. Alex is planning a trip to Vietnam, and he's using his favorite messaging apps to actually use and gather the information that he's interested. So let's say, first he arranged his trips. By using Viber different channels and communities, he can actually check what is mostly recommended, which places to visit, which city to actually start his journey from. When he figures out that he wants to go, let's say, to Ho Chi Minh or Hanoi, he can easily find a flight and even book a flight of the local airline companies using Viber. Fine, now he has a flight. What is next? Of course, the hotels. But hotels can be a little bit tricky because it's not only to go to the booking and book the hotel that you want, but sometimes you have additional questions. Let's say you want to have late check-in or check-out. You need to know more information about the view of the room. You want to actually ask, is there a transportation, free shuttle bus to the airport, from the airport, and etc. By using the same app and not switching from one platform to another, he can actually chat with the hotel and easily translate those messages in the local language. So the language barrier is not there. Of course, once he finalized the booking at the hotel, and let's say there is no taxi, he can also book a taxi, pay the taxi from the same app by Viber Pay. Let's say he safely landed in the country. Now, of course, he wants to see more information about where to eat, where to go, which restaurant to visit. By using Viber, you can actually order food, groceries, and track all the delivery, get all the status of any kind of shipments and e-commerce very easily. If you want to say buy some and support local restaurants or local goods, there is a very easy way how to actually filter those companies and to check what is interested for you. Every trip is let's say, no memories without souvenirs. I'm a very big collector on the fridge magnets. I'm sure that some of you are also in my team. So what I always bring back home is actually the magnet. So by using Viber, you can actually very easily buy those souvenirs and pay again to using the same app. So if we go back to the first slide or the beginning of my presentation, we said that creativity and imagination was the spark, of evolution of the language and evolution of communication worldwide. Today, that's technology. Technology is the one that supports innovations. Vietnam is one of the leading countries in adopting new trends, in adopting and implementing on a daily basis new innovations, especially in the communication sector. Average users in Vietnam has about 16 applications that he's used on a daily basis. So I'm sure that Viber is one of them. So the question for the brand, as we are on the brand conferences, what you're going to do? Are you going to be, let's say, just a passive adopter of these trends? Or you are going to be the active one who is going to use all these technologies, including Viber for Business solution, and take it to the next level. So the next year, we're talking about the new use cases, new innovations that we can see on a daily basis. The choice is yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Berina Tanovic. And we'd like to invite you to remain on stage to receive the token from Forbes Vietnam. Và ngay sau đây chúng tôi xin được trân trọng kính mời ông Nguyễn Anh Vũ, Tổng biên tập báo Văn hóa, đơn vị chủ quản của Forbes Việt Nam sẽ lên sân khấu để trao tặng kỷ niệm chương cho diễn giả của chúng ta, thay cho lời cảm ơn từ Forbes Việt Nam. Please proceed to the center of the stage. Once again, thank you so much, Ms. Berina Tanovic, for your insightful presentation. Thank you so much for your attendance. Once again, thank you và xin được trân trọng cảm ơn ông Nguyễn Anh Vũ.